Now that the show has come out, it's hard to think of anyone else playing the adult version of Rhaenyra Targaryen than Emma Darcy.
What is it? What is it?
Walk. Walk.
But did you know that they almost didn't get the part? Keep watching to find out more about the story of their audition and about Emma's Golden Globe nomination. Darcy was electric on screen as Rhaenyra.
You don't think to consult me before you name my child.
He's our child, is he not?
They were charming and still believable in this intense role. Did you see the show? What did you think of Darcy's performance? We almost didn't get this iconic performance though. Emma apparently nearly fainted during the official audition. Despite many hours spent practicing, the audition process lasted several hours and was almost too much. Emma describes the process of preparing for and auditioning for the role as draining, and we can't blame them, since the whole thing lasted almost a full year. They even were asked to come into the audition with a platinum blonde wig to match the Targaryen look. They didn't have one, and because of quarantine, it was very hard to get one on short notice, so they and their partner managed to cobble together a makeshift wig out of some costume supplies they had. How crazy is that? What do you think it looked like? I know I'd like to see.
And the other thing is she's someone who I think is at odds with her gender as a result of the position she finds herself in.
Emma was thrilled when they got the news that they landed the part, but it wasn't all smooth sailing. They said, "I was invited for a 4 or 5 hour in-person audition, did that, and then after that, I was told, you'll hear something next week. And then I didn't. Then I was told it was probably not going my way, and I thought, wow, it's a real shame. I went to the countryside just for the weekend. I had about 14 missed calls from my agent. I spoke to him the next morning to hear they changed their mind. Do you want to do it? I can't imagine the pressure and disappointment they must have felt before hearing the good news. And honestly, now that the show has come out, we cannot imagine anyone else playing the part. Do you remember the episode where Rhaenyra found out about her son's death? The reaction that Darcy brought to life was perfect. They didn't overact, but it was clear that they were angry and in grief. Darcy truly took this role and made it theirs. House of the Dragon had a lot of really good performances, totally blowing expectations out of the water. However, mid-season we saw a 10-year jump, which meant a lot of actors were switched out for older actors to portray the older versions of certain characters.
Little cousins who lost their mother could use a kind word.
I have an equal claim to sympathy.
Rhaenyra was one of these characters. Darcy played the older version of Rhaenyra, after Millie Alcock played the younger version. Because of this, there was only one actor from the series to be nominated for a Golden Globe. Many actors didn't appear in most of the episodes. Can you guess who it was? Yep, it was Emma Darcy. Can you imagine how the producers and showrunners feel now? I bet they're very grateful that they went with Emma. If you follow anyone on Twitter involved in House of the Dragon or Game of Thrones, you may have seen Emma's reaction online about the nomination. Emma's reaction was very relatable. They simply wrote, ha 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 ha, cripes. That's about how I would feel if I were nominated for a Golden Globe. One fan tweeted, Emma Darcy only being in 4 out of 10 House of the Dragon episodes, yet being the only actor to get a Golden Globe nomination is kind of iconic of them though. Another said, Emma Darcy put their whole back into Rhaenyra, and as the face of House of the Dragon, they best win that Golden Globe, I'm serious. Which Golden Globe, you may ask? Just a small one. Lead actress. Well, Emma is non-binary. Their character, Rhaenyra, is a woman, just to clear up any confusion on their nomination.
I think one of the things that maybe feels different in a delicious way is that a lot of this series is quite domestic.
One fan pointed out on Twitter being nominated in both categories would be the biggest flex ever for an actor. Do you think the Hollywood Awards Association will eventually remove gender terms for performers? Emma has spoken on their gender and acting before. They once pretended to present as a cisgendered female in order to get the parts, but they found that was not sustainable. We applauded them for learning to embrace who they are despite industry practices. HBO turned out to be the key for Emma feeling comfortable with their identity at work.
He means to call into question Luke's legitimacy. And by extension, Jace, and by extension, my own claim to the throne.
When they got the part, HBO asked them which pronouns they used, despite Emma appearing female. Emma decided to take the plunge and tell them that they were non-binary. They were worried that admitting to not being cisgendered would affect their job, but HBO proved to be an inclusive workspace and have been nothing but supportive. We love to hear that.
It's me, my king. Rhaenyra.
They went up against Laura Linney from Ozark, Imelda Staunton from The Crown, Hilary Swank from Alaska Daily, and Zendaya from Euphoria. If you could pick one of these actors for the award, which one would you go with? Actor Steve Toussaint, who plays Lord Corlys Valerian or the Sea Snake on House of the Dragon, was glad to hear of Emma's nomination.
In our son's death, that girl destroys everything she touches.
That girl is holding the realm together at present.
He gave them a personal shout-out on Twitter, showing his support for his colleague and friend. How sweet. The Golden Globes aired on January 10th, and Emma dazzled fans and paparazzi with an iconic Acne Studios-inspired suit. It featured an oversized blazer, a head of electric blue hair, and a pair of sparkling heels. They also had a pair of sparkling blue gloves matching the shade of their hair. Slay. Emma described their chosen look with E! Entertainment News. The vibe is child piano prodigy, and maybe the recital's not gone well. I'm doing that, but also doing trans because I'm wearing some trousers and a skirt at the same time. And nothing says non-binary like wearing both a skirt and trousers. Did you watch the Golden Globes? If you did, you may already know our big reveal. Although Emma did not win the Globe, House of the Dragon did win one for Best Drama Series. While this may have been a disappointment for Emma, they have said that they were thrilled that they have been nominated at all, and that they are so proud of the show for its recognition. Some fans think that perhaps showrunner Miguel Sapochnik didn't expect to actually win the award. He and the actors that were there with him, including Emma and Millie, were shocked when House of the Dragon was announced. HBO barely even sent enough people from the show. They accepted the award with impressive grace for the fact that it was so unexpected, especially when you look at the competition. Severance, The Crown, Ozark, and Better Call Saul were the other three nominees. Most viewers and industry professionals actually expected Severance to win. But what about Emma's nomination? Zendaya ended up winning for her stellar performance in Euphoria. While we were sad to see that Emma didn't win, it was still a huge win for HBO and for the House of the Dragon. Did you see the House of the Dragon? What did you think of Emma's performance? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching. See you next time.